Where?
Morning, Bob. Don't hand me
Did you
anything.
get that?
No. Thrasher?
Yeah. Want to read it?
Sure, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'll just sit-
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Don't trip over those cords.
Morning, Billy.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, everybody. It's 9:30 in the morning. We have people on the phone. We've got a COVID status report. But the one unique thing that we're adding to the press releases out of the health department is the number of recovered. So, let's see, she released that on April 23rd, so it's a scale a little bit, but we've switched it to show how many have recovered. And I think that's a good piece of the pie, to know how many recovered.
May I add, since we're on record here, that
Sure.
of the 2 deaths, one of them was a truck driver who had not been in Wood County for over a month,
Understood.
and he died in Florida or the Carolinas or someplace. But since this was his permanent residence, we got to count him as a death.
Yeah. In the statewide, the age bracket, remains the same, but he had comorbidity from what I understand. We got texted last night. About a mudslide, and these are the documented pictures. Our engineer, Maria Hardy, was out there, along with Sarah Farnsworth, along with, I'm sure, Blennerhassett Volunteer Fire Department, among others.
Sure, Woody was there too. He must have been.
Yeah, he
She'll
sent us
be-
the pictures.
She's planning on coming in within the hour, just to update her and the engineer.
So they had people get out of their houses. I think a total of 4 residents. It's my understanding, Marty.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many.
So we'll get an update on that. Might be offline. It's scheduled to rain for the rest of the week. So I don't think they're going to get better quick.
Also ought to be noted how many people have not gotten the virus in this county.
Of course.
98% of the people in America have not got the virus.
88,000 at least, maybe 84,000.
Is that right?
98.4%.
We put the social distancing rules in effect to give our healthcare system a fighting chance, so they wouldn't be overwhelmed. And now we're going to see states reopen. And if that means a spike in infected folks, then we hope that the healthcare system does not get overwhelmed. The theory that everybody gets it, but once again, it was an unknown.
You shared some statistics with me based on those numbers, and what did you come up with? How many people actually, after the people that have been released, how many active cases have we had here?
About 9.
9 cases in Wood County.
9 that are still active based on the information I've received. So,
And a population
I'm sure,
of 85,000.
right, but we have 18 ICU beds. Our population is 84,203. 65 and older, 16,752. So our issue is we have staff beds, we have ICU beds, and we're, really holding our own. Our hospitals aren't bursting. We don't have people.
And thank God that our hospital, being a regional hospital, as you pointed out before, is taking all the cases from all the surrounding counties, if there are cases.
We're getting lucky. I wouldn't call it lucky, more along the lines of the social distancing is working. And the whole idea of, there was a huge idea of how bad this could happen. If we put good things in and did the right things, we would lessen it. Now everybody's saying, wow, we really lessened it, so we didn't need to do all those hard things. And I don't, it's gonna be $1 million, it's the $64 million question, not a $64 one. If we hadn't put all these stringent requirements in, would more people have died? But Appalachia itself has been really good. So there's Jackson County. So 127 confirmed cases. And there's Jackson County's dashboard. They've only got 4 ICU beds in Jackson County.
No, they have.
So all those patients that need ICU are coming to Wood or to Charleston. 28,000 people. They have a fatality rate of 7.9 with 9 total deaths. 127 confirmed cases. We're triple their population and have a third. It's amazing. So where else?
You see any statistics on Washington County?
Sure.
How are they?
They've got 94 confirmed cases. They show 15 ICU beds. 94 confirmed, 10 deaths. They're showing a fatality rate of 10.64. So if you get confirmed, 10% chance.
So one river away, and their stats are pretty bad compared to ours.
Yeah, they show they have 213 staffed beds. That must be Marietta Memorial size. But a 1 in 10 chance. Roll to 7, I'm safe. It's all around us, except for when you really zoom out, it's kind of breathtaking that like central Pennsylvania, Appalachia seems to be really faring pretty well when you look at the big picture. So
I believe
that
that
whole swath.
I believe that you actually would exclude the nursing homes, which seems to be a
Oh, yeah.
hot spot, you know.
I think it's that good ramp feet.
Air, mountain air.
Mountain air. It's
Sunshine.
amazing. I pointed that out to my wife and she said I was ignorant. But maybe we're just underreported. That's her big thing, is we don't have enough testing to tell. And now we need to move on to the antibody testing. Did you get it already? Do you have that antibody in there? Are you immune somehow? But so I wouldn't want to go to New York City right now. Philly. I rented a van to somebody going to Oregon and back. And I said, why? He said, I'm going to a funeral. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay, on the agenda we have other information. Let's see, we've had people that are parking in our paid parking areas. And Marty, you did a discussion. So we're talking about the lot that is beside the Bureau of Public Debt located at the Justice Center, right? We've had a variety of these people call and want to.
We've had like 2 calls.
Two calls.
2 people reached out.
So this lot right here is RCDI. And where's the Salvation Army lot? Up here?
I'm
No,
not sure.
over there. That's where it is. You know, like if you're going down 4th Street and instead of making a left at Lambert Tapman, you continue straight.
Yeah.
That'll take you to the Salvation Army lot. Then you have, who's Belpre Furniture? Albright, they have their lot there. So from our understanding, Dr. Ponce's lot, McCutcheon's lot, Albright's lot are all continuing to charge their customers. Who was the other one, Marty? That you checked with?
RCD, oil and gas.
Oil and Gas Museum. All those folks are still charging their customers rent, none of which customers have laid off. We have told them that if they wish to give up their spot and not pay, that is not a problem. Then they can contact us when they go back and meet the spot again, and we'll see what we have available. Oh, and my wife at the Camden Clark Foundation.
We're being told that the people on the phone can't hear the meeting. I don't know why.
Hey everybody, anybody want to weigh in on the conference call?
Shows being on. Anybody on? It's not.
Do we have the wrong number?
No, this, I think
The
we
wrong
heard people
conference
beeping.
number?
Showing the room there.
Well, let's turn it off and recall in. So, I don't know, Bob, I think that's probably the best idea. If someone wants to not pay for their lot parking spot, that's fine. And then when they want to pay for it again, just let us know.
Put it back on the list.
Yeah, well, Bureau, if we call people on the list and they want to take the spot, then that's A-okay.
Yeah.
Should we?
But we're not twisting anybody's arm to pay for the spot. If they don't want
to.
to.
What they pay for.
That's right.
Hello. Says the meeting's been locked. Hold on, he's checking. You may have to call back in.
Give me that conference ID, were you?
Welcome to the audio conferencing center.
Hold on.
Please enter a conference ID followed by pound.
283-392-38.
Sorry, I can't find a meeting with that number. Try entering your conference ID again and then press pound. If you're the meeting organizer, please enter. You are now joining the meeting as a leader.
Hey, everybody there?
Let's see who all we got. Who just logged on? There's something wrong. Hello?
Hello, I called back in and Sam
Where's Brett?
I can hear now too. This is Celeste.
Everybody copy?
Woody?
Yeah.
Copy?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
What can you see as far as people?
They're trying.
It's back. It should be back in business. Something.
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
I hear that.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear everyone.
For some reason, it got the call got put on hold or something. So we're back live.
All right, copy.
We were just discussing people that park in our paid facility across from the Justice Center. How many spots do we have over there, Marty?
I'm gonna shoot from the hip and say 40 some.
Okay, So we've had 2 phone calls that said they do not wish to pay for their spot. We said they do not require them to pay for their spot, and they can contact us when they wish to have a spot. If they all get taken by others on the wait list, that's understood. We know that Dr. Ponce, RCDI, McCutcheon, Oil and Gas Museum, and Albright are continuing to charge their customers, but they are allowing them, if they wish to leave, to exit their contract, and then when they come back, look about renting a spot again. Ours are more expensive by far than any of those mentioned. We did not want to be a competitor to private industry. So
We're also closer, aren't we, than most of them?
that's true too.
I mean,
We've got good spots.
If you want to go as a bird flies, bird doesn't have to fly very far.
No, if they wish to give it up, there is a wait list. So we'll contact those people back. Some were very upset, a presidential order and whatnot, and then they can look over here and see that not everybody can work from home, right, Pat? Unfortunately. We had an issue with a mudslide. Oak Hill Road. Question was where that was at. It's past DuPont.
What she said, yeah.
Must be close to Butcher's, be my guess. Across the DuPont Road from Butcher's, back against the hill.
Yeah. Was it Oak Hill Road? Oh, I get it.
Yeah, Oak Circle.
Oak Circle.
Yeah, Oak Circle. It wasn't a road, it said Oak Circle.
There it is. So we had 4 residents. There was a mudslide. One of the homes, they could hear creaking. The foundation was cracking. 4 residents were told they could not stay there any longer. They each found their own resources. They did not require assistance from Red Cross. And I did tell Sarah Farnsworth that every hotel in Wood County has plenty of rooms.
That's right.
There was not going to be a problem finding a room. Hey, when the tree hit my house, we had a hell of a time finding a room.
You know, it's really a feeling of comfort to know for our county that we have an engineer, a city engineer, a county engineer on the spot at the same time.
Yeah, they're out there now, I understand, so they may make it before we adjourn the meeting, but at some point in time they'll be here. Give us a briefing so we can, I guess local media was present this morning, or there was a news report on that. I apologize, I did not see it. But Sarah, it was cold and it was rainy, and Sarah took care of it. I communicated with her throughout the evening, making sure that we were kind, nice, and offering assistance in any way we could. I did not go out. Just saying. But Sarah didn't ask me to either, so that's very safe. Other items are, we had Mark Rhodes. Mark, are you on the call?
He had the same trouble that he didn't get the number. I sent it to him, but he hasn't logged, I haven't heard him log on. I don't, somebody just logged on, but I don't think it was him.
Celeste, are you on the call?
There's Steve, is that Steve?
Steve, you're on the call?
Yeah, guys, I don't know what it is. I had to go in on my cell phone. My desk phone wouldn't let me log into it after about 15 times.
Wow.
We're all looking at Chris.
I'm on my cell, but I don't know why. But I had to get on my cell.
Mark Rhodes had told me that he is so busy with elections and they have no business at the Dudley Avenue drive-through. Celeste had said they had not had a customer, and Dave knew he couldn't be on the conference call. He texted me and said they had 0 customers on Friday. So they're probably going to abandon ship until such time as there's need. But we still want to maintain the courthouse as closed and maintain social distancing. We're not out of this yet. The governor has not had to go back to work. We're hopeful today at 10:30. Is that his press conference?
10:30. Then he meets with the president and other governors at, I think, 12 o'clock.
We'll probably throw his stuff up on the big screen and watch it here at 10:30. We take
That might be more.
we take guidance from the governor, who the state health department is directly under him. He then pushes things off to the local health department, and the counties have not a whole lot of say on being open or closed. So right now, they made us a hot spot, so we came in here Saturday, Pat, Marty, myself, and representatives from the health department and other elected officials, and dealt with that hot spot designation. And then on Wednesday, the governor changed it again. So we're taking the lead of the governor. If he wants to start going back to reopening, and I saw some discussion about restaurants, and they still want to do social distancing. I saw one in Georgia, you couldn't use menus, they had to be disposable menus or something.
We're going to disposable menus.
So it's all novel, it's all new to everyone. But we're excited that Wood County hasn't been hit really hard, and the governor's out there testing all the nursing homes, and that's a home run. Then we had, what was it, the rehabilitation center. They had a positive. It used to be called Western Hills, or what's it?
Health South.
Health South. That made the media, and we haven't heard of any testing from them. They didn't fall under the guidance of they didn't fall under the guidance of, what am I trying to say? They're not a nursing home.
It's more of a rehab.
Yeah. So they take clients from nursing homes, but they also take clients from the hospital or,
Because of the physical therapy.
yeah, post-surgery. Anyway. Okay, gentlemen, we talked about parking, we talked about the drive-through.
So for my clarification, what is the status of the drive?
Well, we have 3 offices that were using it. Now we have no offices that want to use it. So nobody's gonna go put the signs up.
So do I need to cover up that, then I need to cover up the signs on the doors here?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to take them off because if we reopen this, I can, whatever you think I should do.
Well, take them off, and then if we come back and have need, this was only a resource for them, not for us. This was all designed so that they could actually maintain social distancing.
Is it being staffed? That's the question.
The 3 offices that staffed it, the assessor, the circuit clerk, and the county clerk have all said they are no longer staffing.
So we close it, or that's the question?
We, yes, we'll close it. We're not gonna staff it with Marty. I said I'd go up and work on Wednesdays, but I'd really rather not.
Yeah, in this next week or so, we're all going to have to do some serious thinking also about government facilities, because if the governor opens up the state slowly, that means if he makes an announcement today or tomorrow, it'll be 7 days before anything else really happens somewhere. But you know, these other facilities will slowly start opening too.
I agree.
So our effort will have to be more transferred to keeping distancing and stuff other
The
places.
deep cleaning that has to go into effect when we have people from random on the public side walking in our buildings.
I met with Tim Nolan this morning that's doing our disinfecting. And he's gonna start billing us for supplies. But he's been doing it 3 days a week.
You
Question
know,
for Woody, he had a supply of masks ordered, is that correct? I heard on the news that the VA's supply of masks was sidetracked by the national stockpile and taken when it landed. So if Woody has masks.
Correct. We still have our order in. Hopefully we'll get it here, at some point. At least we'll have it for the future if so needed.
Our people in the courthouse need them there.
if we reopen and if the governor says that you have to have facial covering, you know, he would have to make those things available to us. I mean, it's not as simple as ordering anymore.
Can't order.
You can't order. So we're using homemade masks every day. And
I ordered some yesterday, although I got a few, but the delivery will be the end of June. So by then they probably won't be needed.
well, and then in November it might.
Yeah.
So that's is this a merry-go-round or is it a roller coaster? In a merry-go-round, we just gently go up and down, up and down. We have more people infected, we do some things, we have less people infected.
It's more like Evel Knievel trying to jump the Grand Canyon.
Twice. But I'm,
Commissioners, let me know if you do need some PPE. We don't have the N95 mask, but we do have some other style masks if you would so need those in the courthouse.
you think if we open back up to the public, we will be reaching out immediately?
Copy.
No, I think it's more like a roller coaster. We've had a big, high, heavy hill, and we'll go back down, and then we'll have another big, hopefully the hill's not so steep or quick. But we've got to go back to work. I mean, you can't just keep on people staying at home, and Wood County residents are not homebodies.
They're antsy right now.
Oh, yeah. We're blessed this week is rainy, otherwise it'd all be out at Mount Wood fishing.
You, not that I'm negative about things, but I'm listening to the governor of New York and the mayor of New York City, one of the other senators of New York. You know, they want everything in this world. They want every dollar they lost from their budget. They want the federal government to pay for every dollar. I'm saying, I don't know where we come from, but I don't know if there's enough money in this world to pay every state.
I don't know why the president gave $1.2 billion to the state of West Virginia. And the guidance we've received is very limited. And so we know when we talk about that hero bonus that all that money is reimbursable under the CARES Act. So he like front loaded us $100,000. But Mr. Woodyard and every department head, all the way to the health department, are saving all their receipts for the CARES Act reimbursement through FEMA. So now, it didn't hit Wood County that hard. You know how lucky we were.
Claire, you might read that letter I got.
From Woody Thrasher?
Yeah, you got
I'll
it.
do that in a few minutes.
Did you get one of the same letter?
I don't really open that much political stuff, Bob, unless it's from you. Then I'm right in. And, but right now, a lot of things sound too upset about things.
Thrasher.
No, he says.
Pat, you send out a mailer already.
100,000 is illegal, is what he says.
Oh, he thinks, unless he was devil.
Well, there are a handful of those, aren't there?
Maybe that,
But-
use it for some of the women he plays with.
You know, it's a good day not to be in the dairy business. I've watched all kinds of stuff this weekend of people just putting the milk right down the drain.
Bad deal.
Kim said, but, and I said, look, to put it in a container of any kind is expensive. There's a cost involved. And they're to the point where they don't want to spend any money.
Well, they're dumping produce now. Discing strawberries in and cucumbers I saw.
I heard places were letting it rot. And now we're not gonna have any chicken,
Pork, chicken,
pork.
beef. It's gonna be a
Did you
heck
ever raise hogs?
Say that again.
Did you ever raise hogs, Bob?
Did I know? Oh, yeah, he used to, believe it or not, we fed them coal to get rid of worms. Hogs love to eat coal. They just sit there and chew on that whole lump of coal. Get rid of worms.
Mr. Sufer, do you have any problems with worms?
Something I thought I'd never learned today.
Interesting fact.
Oh, my.
That is another good use of coal. That's why.
That's right. Well, you get good pigs in West Virginia, they eat a lot of coal.
So worms on you.
Is there anybody at the drive-through today, or is it not staffed today?
I don't know. You have to check with the individual office.
Celeste, do you have anybody there today?
No, I don't. And like I said, we hated that the public wasn't either aware or not sure that the word wasn't out. I mean, we were more than happy to send somebody there, but the trial period we gave it, we didn't have one person, so.
It kind of falls on if someone calls in to see if you're open. I know somebody had to go to a variety of circuit clerk's office this week, and Hampshire County told him not to come. Fayette County said he would have to come and make a phone call when he arrived. They had someone with full PP mask and gloves meet him at the door. But a lot of them didn't even answer the phone.
Yeah, I mean, our phone business has picked up a good bit, and then 2 of the 3 of our judges are holding hearings today, circuit hearings, and we've had, I mean, it just comes in spurts as far as traffic at the counter, but our phone calls have picked up considerably.
Well,
And we're doing a lot of work by email, like if somebody emails a request in, typically we don't service that way, but through this time we have been accommodating people that are emailing needing things.
See, I thought if we had somebody that could work from home, they could easily be socially distant and work the drive-through. But
Right,
that may come later.
yeah.
So Mr. Rhodes is certainly not manning it, and now we have to find out, he'll text Andy and find out if he's gonna have someone there. Well, it's 9:30, they may have someone there or not. So we've gone over the drive-through. We'll contact the staff at CCC and let them know to contact us if somebody does drive through.
I I will say that the sheriff's drive-through downtown is heavily used.
That is true.
That is really true. All hours of the day.
They're not to change the subject, but if Brent's on the line, it's important that we stress getting the census forms filled out by the public and returned.
Yes, sir.
If Brent will repeat or do some reporting on that, we can certainly be
Did
helpful.
a story last week when Pam gave her update, so yeah, I've been reporting it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Do people realize what consequences of not reporting will be, Brett?
I don't know, to be honest. I kind of lumped it in with that whole, no one's going to tell me what to do kind of thing, or, the government's not getting my information kind of mentality. So that's about what I'm talking about to right now, but, I don't know that for sure.
Well, it's very important that people get those census forms returned. I understand that they stopped hiring people to do the home calls, and that's not gonna happen for a while.
Well, the people walking the streets weren't gonna be scheduled till June 1st anyway. Now there's discussion to help make those people also contact tracers in the bigger communities. The state of Alabama hired like 2,200 contact tracers to try to run down their positives. And then another state, not us, said they hired 25. So everybody's doing things differently, but the CARES Act would pay for us to do that at the health department level. And always nervous about the health department. And you got Tri-State on. They fixed the roof at the health department. It's leaking again, so evidently they've been contacted to go back. Tri-State's a great company, and we're glad that they're going to do that. We've got about 20 minutes before the governor. Anybody on the phone want to ask a question? Chris, anybody on the social media posting a question?
Blair, I wanted to ask something. If you guys are going to close down the drive-through, how many more months are left on your lease? And do you still have to pay that money, or what are you doing?
They've had like 5 people.
Hey, Brett, I'll research and find out, but we will pay, but that is part, once again, a reimbursable by the CARES Act.
Okay.
So that's part and parcel, but I think we did 6 months, and we had discussion about having an ongoing dark lease, meaning that we wouldn't be there, but we would pay him something nominal so that we could flip the switch and go back if necessary. Because I think everything I'm reading says we're going to be back in this kind of a spot, hopefully not as peaky, but maybe in November, October, December, somewhere, we may see this come back and a social distancing guideline come back. And everybody needs to remember that we still are in a stay-at-home, essential worker only. The governor hasn't changed that. Now, maybe at 10:30 he might give us a timeline of how he's going to change it, and we're all excited to hear about that.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions on the phone? We'll motion to adjourn and just do signature work. Thank everybody for attending. We'll get
Also
it.
move.
I'll make it unanimous.